morning of May 9th, and today is a very special day for multiple reasons, but Mr. Saxon turned 50 today, which is a milestone. And yeah, it's very exciting. Our nephew Ferg's birthday is also today, so happy birthday, Ferg. Sorry to be missing it. And we are on our way into Algonquin Park for a canoe trip. We are meeting my sister and brother-in-law there, hoping to catch some trout. It is a beautiful sunny morning, and the weather so far looks to be amazing for the entire time that we are away. We got a couple more hours to go. We are headed to the Magnetawan access, so access number 3, which is an access point that we have never done before, so that's kind of exciting, something new. Yeah, so we'll see you when we get there. We've arrived. You can hear everybody chatting. Another YouTuber we met at the put-in, so that was really cool. I'll link their channel here if you're interested. But I always like to use the facilities for the last real toilet before we head out. And look at how awesome this is. This is like the nicest. Look at this. It's up on a cliff, so it's this is gorgeous. Like it could be a cabin, except that it's a toilet. Anyway, here we go. Almost loaded up here at the dock. We got the Fab Four. Tracy, Darren. Brian's doing some pre-portage stretching. He's gonna need it. The birthday club stretching. The over 50, yeah. He's
exactly. I need to be ready.
She is a glorious day here in Algonquin Park. We're at the Magnetawan access point 3. It was a cool drive-in, pretty narrow road. It was an active logging road. We ran into a couple logging trucks. Darren brought some tobacco to pay respects to all of the people and to give thanks to the people that have taken care of these lands so that we can continue to enjoy them. So we are just going to put some down right now to show our gratefulness and thanks for allowing us to trip here this week. We just did the 130 meter portage, knocked the rust off the joints from Magnetawan Lake to Hambone Lake. It's nice to see white pines without their tops all busted out of them. Yeah. That was sweet. We avoided a portage. We just had to pick our way around a couple of rocks. And then we're in Acme Lake. And now we're headed to a 410 meter portage into Daisy Lake. Yeah. First 2 portages, and we paddled 1 under our belt. But it's driving me crazy because when I'm portaging, I'm hearing all these birds and I can't stop to see them or take pictures of them. So hopefully we're gonna have some nice weather so I do have some time, because I've heard a bunch of different warblers and I don't know all of them, but I want to take pictures so that I can go home and see who we were hearing. We've been seeing a ton of egg masses in the water column, and this is what they look like. I'm gonna wet my hand. This one is on dry land and it's only gonna get drier here. So I'm actually gonna pick it up because the jelly preserves the egg. But if it dries out, then they won't hatch. That's the first of those that I've ever seen. I'm not sure if they're amphibian, just not sure if they're frog or salamander. I think they're salamander, but we'll have to confirm. I'm just gonna put it in a protected area where hopefully they won't dry out. So I'll put them down in here. And just tuck them under there. And hopefully nothing eats them. Big old snapping turtle. Yeah, he's huge. Not huge, but big. First beaver. We just stopped for a nice lunch at the beginning of the 150 meter portage. We are on to the Petawawa River. You know you're river paddling when?
The
God, you're hilarious. Good beaver dam coming up. We're going to shoot it. Water level's high. These will be interesting coming back the other way though. This is as white water as we get. That was fun. We're on the 980 meter portage between Little Misty and Misty, where we're staying tonight. And I am bagged. This portage is through hardwoods, and it's so pretty because I've seen Dutchman britches, the trout lilies are blooming. There are all like maroon trilliums, lots of butterflies, not too many black flies yet, which is nice. Found home, it's probably around 5 o'clock, and we paddled and a lot of sites were taken, and the site that Tracy wanted is taken by a chair. So we've got this cute little site. It's actually out on a nice point, and literally it will be a place to lay our heads tonight. So it will do for the birthday boy. So I do have to do an inspection, as Tracy is saying. And all she says is I just have to look for tent pads. There's tons of firewood, which is lovely. Tent pads, there's one. Yep, there is. Oh, it's cool. It's like tiered. This is actually a really nice site. It's awesome. 5-star. Brand new Thunderbox. It's beautiful. Look at how nice this is. Look at this. Look at this beautiful fire pit. It needs a little clean, but nice bench to sit by the fire. Flat rocks. And then look at beautiful sunset. This is where it's at. That's awesome. Home sweet home. This is where we're going to celebrate Brian's 50th birthday dinner. Very nice. Look at this. Yeah, there's a grill. Huh? There's a grill. Look at that log right there. I know. This campsite is a gem. It's multi-tiered where our tents are. So Tracy and Darren are camping low because Tracy wants to be close to the fire. I guess that's in case there's a bear. Don't know. And then we're second tier. It's really nice. Nice rock outcrop. It's amazing. When I went to start the stove, fuel started spurting out. So Brian is doing a fix.
First, you light the stove before you leave. That's option number
Test
one.
Test it. Yeah.
Test it. Or light it before you leave. Next one is make sure you bring a full rebuild kit for your stove. Pretty easy. You can fix these if you have all the parts. It's very easy to do. You just have to have the tools. These are the two that come out. So these get worn or old or dry and then won't seal at all. What was happening, fuel was leaking past those two O-rings those dried up O-rings. So now we should be back in business. Here it comes.
I heard it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Good job, Bri. So we've just finished our birthday meal, and we had these delicious West Coast Kitchen, made in Canada, freeze-dried meals. And I have some recommendations. So I had the West Coaster, which is pasta special with bacon, cream cheese, mushroom, herbs, and capers. And it was delicious, except the writing for the instructions or directions was very small, and I didn't have my goggles on to read it. So I asked my compatriots here, 2 of them, if they could read the instructions for me to prepare this meal. And it seems only partial directions were read. And so what happened was I added a little too much water, which made it a West Coaster soup, but it was still delectable. Tracy had the butter chicken with rice.
Very good. 5 out of 5.
Darren, what did you have?
I had the quinoa and Italian sausage. It was good.
Out of a 10, what would you give it? Be honest.
7.5.
Okay. And Brian had the West Coaster soup. But you said it was good.
Oh, yeah.
The birthday boy.
Okay, so I'd give it 10 out of 10.
There you are. Night number 1. West Coast Kitchen for the win. Happy birthday to you.
Nice and loud.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Stinky. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. He wished the Leafs would win.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
The Stanley Cup.
Lake Trout.
Yeah, both.
Leafs take the cup.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Tracy and Darren got Bren gummy bears
It is Winnie.
and a Blinky birthday sash that will show its glory once the
Tonight.
sun sets. But that means we have to stay awake. It's a beautiful evening. Look at this. Give you the full, because Tracy said and I agree. The fire pit is awesome. The view is awesome. So we have the fire pit area. First tier tent. And we have a tent up on the hill. And then there's another site up there. And then way to the back is the Thunderbox. So 10 out of 10 for this campsite. And there's a beach where we docked our canoes. So our canoes are down there. The birthday boy's stargazing. Not quite yet with his flashy. Good morning. We slept in, but I had to come out when I heard these guys. They sounded really close. They're not super close, but they're just across the lake. A little breezy this morning, but oh my god, so beautiful. Oh, I love them. You just can't resist, even though we're leaving today. Our repairman is at it again. Had another little leak, so Mr. Fix-It is on it. We had a pretty significant oopsie this morning that we'll report back on once the affected awake. Okay, so these guys are laughing now, but when I got up this morning to make the coffee, Tracy and Darren bring the perker pot and they left it out. And so I just filled it with water and left the filter thinger in there and then filled it with coffee and made coffee. And then as Brian and I were drinking the coffee, we're like, this smells funny. It tastes funny. And then Brian started pulling out chunks of his coffee. And so we're like, was there something in the pot? And so we took out the perker thing, the perker filter. And in the bottom of Darren's coffee pot was this stuff for fire starter. So that was the chunks Brian was pulling out was melted wax. And then Darren's little MSR stove. So luckily though, it still works. So, and so does this, we lit it. So, not the end of the world. But at the moment it felt like it. We are all packed up. This campsite was amazing. Brian made a friend. So he's socializing his specialty. I'll see if I can get him on camera because he did ask me if I was a YouTuber, so he might be willing.
Well, safe travels. Well, we might see you tonight, paddling around. Try and get out for a fish tonight, so. Thanks, Tim. It was great meeting you. Safe travels.
And we're off. Headed to short portage 130 to Timberwolf out of Misty. Had a beautiful night, early bedtime after a very long day. Birds were awesome this morning. We had an asylum of loons out front just doing their thing. I hope I got some footage on my other camera. There is. It was good. Looking forward to a nice day. That site that we stayed at was really cool. In fact, this whole area has some of the biggest yellow birch and hemlock I've ever seen. I should have taken a picture. I was I was hugging a hemlock this morning and it was gigantic. First fish. We just stopped at the beginning of the portage on Timberwolf to McIntosh, where we're going to be staying for a couple of nights anyways. And we met our friend Tim again, so I had a quick chat there. And this portage, although they're hard, there's something good about every portage. In this one, it's these wildflowers, like these spring ephemerals. All of that green is all Dutchman's Britches. This whole portage trail is lined. It's like this beautiful yellow trim on the path. Just stunning. Whoops, I better not let it spray on your tent.
Yeah, please, no. Let's see.
Nice.
Nice one.
Oh, that is perfect.
Yeah, good eater.
That is
Surf
a
and
perfect
turf.
Oh, yeah.
Surf and turf
Yeah.
night.
We got steak tonight,
Yeah.
and Trina came through clutch with the trout.
Little Laker.
Oh, that's perfect
Yeah,
size.
it's a nice one.
Nice job.
I came down here to get the trout that I just caught, like literally a half an hour ago. And look at these leeches. Got some surf and turf on the go. The chef has rebuilt the fireplace while I was having a little siesta. And this nice little Laker with some delicious steaks and mashed potatoes for dinner. Mashed potatoes, extra old white cheddar from Wilton's Cheese Factory in Frontenac, fresh lake trout, and steak. Surf and turf with a view. It was a long day. We are headed to bed. It's about 8 o'clock. A huge, like nearly full moon is coming up right adjacent to our campsite, like right out front, but I can't keep my eyes open. I need some rest, so gonna hit the hay for tonight. And tomorrow's supposed to be another sunny day. Hopefully not too windy so we can get out fishing, at least in the morning. Anyways, off to bed. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We slept in again today. But it was a good sleep. It's cold outside. The wind is not as windy, so that's good. It's a little bit of wind, but we're getting up to see what's going on outside. This is how, if you have a bear hang, you can, and you have a really heavy barrel, which we do because we're in here for 9 days. But you lower it down and you can let it right onto your shoulders. And that's the most ergonomic way to get your barrel down in the morning. Good bear hang. That's a 10 out of 10. Bacon, egg, and cheese stackers for Mother's Day breakfast.
If you go down past the second point, Tom Thompson's fishing hole is just right down there. Right down there. That's where it is.
Morning number 3. We are headed on a firewood / fishing adventure. My life jacket. No, I didn't put my life jacket on. The essentials. We were just so eager to get out, we forgot everything. It's a good thing we have our dad here to
Get you. You need that.
Let's try that again. We are gonna fish and collect some firewood. Another nice sunny day. We're definitely being blessed with the sun. The wind is very cold. It was freezing this morning. Ice was building up, so had to have at least been 0. Brian's got a fish on. Nicely done, sir. Very good.
since we're on an island, there's no real amount of wood here, so we have to go to the mainland over here and scavenge for wood, which we did. We got a good haul, and Trina and Brian have a bunch too. We're gonna unload wood. Trina and Brian are just doing a little fishing behind us. They're on their way in. And then we're gonna have some lunch, cheese and crackers.
Strawberry rhubarb cake coming up. Outback oven for the win.
Let's test the cake. I think it's done. Ooh, baby. Rehydrating our strawberry rhubarb sauce. Pizza oven. Thanks, Mike Machin, for the pizza oven idea. Cheers.
Oh my God, look at that.
Tracy's cooking us up some flapjacks. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah! Nicely done. Look at that sexy number.
I see a stringer.
Well, that makes up for the Leafs' loss. Is it a good one?
Did you go
the whole way back?
Oh, congratulations,
that's awesome. Good
Bri.
job.
That's
Where
awesome.
was he?
Uncle Stinky caught a nice Laker this morning. Maker Laker. Caught it across the street here. So we're gonna have lake trout for lunch again. Beautiful fillet. Beautiful, nice job, Uncle Stink. Yeah. Splish splash.
Well, we're on day 4 and we just finished a pancake breakfast. Lots of coffee, syrup from Katrina and Brian's house, and Katrina and Brian are headed out. We're gonna head out fishing. But it looks like Katrina and Brian are already coming back because they've forgotten something. What'd you forget?
That stringer on the rock.
Okay, I'm just gonna tidy up camp, dust the fire, get our act together, and head out fishing also. Plan is for each boat to come back with 1 fish. Here's our little fire setup, our tent, clothesline, and then Katrina and Brian set up back in the forest a little bit, which is very nice in the afternoon because it stays cool.
We are out on the water, morning number 4. Awesome sleep last night, full moon, it was gorgeous. The purple nurple seems to be the lure of the trip so far. 3 for 3 for fish caught. We've tried a bunch. We've tried perch patterns, spinners, and so far every single lake trout was caught on this lure here. But this morning I caught a leech from the campsite and hooked it on, so we'll see. We'll see if that's the secret weapon, so stay tuned. Got an osprey nest up on this island. You're gonna be on Toad Tube. Buddy, Laser Frog. You're cute. Oh my goodness, look at him. Rabbit. The fish cleaning plant has been busy today. Keeping Brian busy filleting. I cast 16 times with a perch pattern off Fishing Rock and decided to change to the purple nurple first cast. Little fish crisp. This might take a while. We got lots of fish here. We got rehydrated rice, vegetables, and fresh fish. Chocolate bar burritos coming up.
It can't be good.
No.
Those little chocolate bar
We just let him toast.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Good morning. This is our last full day on Macintosh. So we're going to do some fishing. I'm going to make raisins, cinnamon buns today. But a little hot tip. I've seen a lot of really cool like string lights for camping and like lights and tents. But Brian came up with a really good idea. So I used to use those snap lights, but that was a lot of waste, like the ones you get. They're like glow sticks. That's what they are. But Brian had this idea this year. These are the little lights that clip onto our dog's collar. So if I have to get up in the night to go to the bathroom, just snap this on. It's just, you just literally click it and it is very bright. So enough to light up the tent. Anyways, hot tip for camping. Starting the day with 15 casts with the purple nurple. Nothing this morning. Let's go have some coffee and make cinnamon buns. Let's have a peek. Ooh, not quite done. Cinnamon raisin cake with coffee for breakfast. Yeah, nice job, buddy. Yes, what was it on?
Second cast on the EGB
Perch pattern?
Perch pattern.
That looks pretty. Good morning. Last full day on Macintosh. We are just going out for a later fish. Brian went out this morning, didn't catch anything, but Darren caught a nice little laker from shore on the EGB perch pattern. So we've actually caught more fish from our campsite than we have trolling and fishing.
Most people have trouble with bears and going after your food, but our problem is the seagull. And we have fish buried under rocks under there beside the big rock underwater, keeping cool for lunch. And he has spotted it in a bag and is trying to get it. Get out of here. Go on. Do your own fishing.
Is he getting it?
Yep. Just went in. He went in. Oh, don't choke on it, buddy.
He's got to drink it. Get a drink.
Push that bad boy down. It had to be like this long.
That was like a foot-long lake trout. Good job, bud.
Nicely done.
We just saw that loon catch that lake trout and it went under a couple times and we were just bobbing because we didn't want to disturb it. But he or she had to work to choke that sucker down. At least somebody caught a fish today. Got one on. Hopefully it stays on. I need you to net her. Come on, baby. Stay on there. Stay on there. Ready? Oh, she's a little eater. Got her on the old purple nurple. Where there's loons eating, there could be fish. That's the lesson for the day. Brian bonks it. That's the bonk. 2 bonks.
Good morning. It's a moving morning. We are leaving McIntosh Lake today and headed back to Misty. Don't tell Tracy the black flies and mosquitoes are out. It was 28 degrees yesterday, so you cannot expect that they are going to stay put. They are out and about. We had some in our tent this morning, but luckily black flies do not like to be in closed structures, and so they try and fly out. Mosquitoes are a different story. So we're gonna get up. It's breezy, so, and the wind is blowing that away, and we are going that way. Yep. So we're gonna have a breakfast of eggs, egg McMuffins, and try and pack up and head on out of here. Just packing up. We have doused the fire completely out, and we have left a ton of firewood for the next campers. Always best practice, so that if people get here and it's rainy or they've had a long day, they at least have something to start a fire. Camper etiquette. And take all of your garbage, pack it out with you. Well, we are headed off McIntosh, and Brian just lost a fish and the purple narwhal lure, but that's okay because we got two. Oh, grosbeak. It's crazy. Yesterday we had a 28-degree day, and just in 4 days, because we were on McIntosh for 4 days or 4 nights, how much change there is in the forest. The trout lilies are almost done. Trilliums are still looking good. Same with the Dutchman's breeches. But the hobblebush leaves were just unfurling when we came through, and now they're already blooming. So really fast-paced. So pretty. The hobblebush is blooming already. Like, those leaves were just unfurling when we came that way. We're on Timberwolf.
He's going to be a fast release. You ready?
Yep. Nice.
There you go. Thank you.
That's a baby toe. This is a new tent to us. We got this last year, not for our spring trip, but later in the summer. And so when I set up a tent, how I do it, and there might be other people who do it differently, but I set up the tent body first. And then I put the fly on, and I put the fly on loosely. Then I peg out the 4 corners. Then I peg out the doors and the sides last. I don't peg out the ground sheet because I always want that tucked under the tent. If your ground sheet is exposed anywhere where it could rain, water will get on your ground sheet and go between your ground sheet and your tent. So the last thing I do is tuck my ground sheet under, so that you don't get wet or you don't get rain kind of falling down onto your ground sheet. The loons this trip have been off the charts. And then the last thing I do is tighten down all the tie straps on the fly so that it's taut. Brian was up collecting firewood, and he found this massive burl on this gigantic yellow birch. Brian's got a nice brook trout. Misty Lake. Oh, be careful, Brian. Over the moose antler. That's what happens when you fish on a ledge. You got to goose it around the point. Shall we get a net? Nice one. On the perch pattern.
Thank God you were here.
That's teamwork.
Don't we love him?
Can I see?
Beauty.
I ruined it before I could make a video, but this dinner tonight was shepherd's pie.
Darren's got a fish. Got a little brookie. Bedtime brookie. Good morning. Oof, look at that hairdo. It's looking good. Oh, the elixir of life on a misty morning on Misty Lake. Brian's doing 15 casts. We're making quick breakfast of oatmeal today because we are off to Daisy, where we will spend 2 nights and then out. So, cheers. Good morning, my loves. It is a very calm morning. No fishes from casting from shore, but we're off to Daisy today. A little bit of portaging, river travel up beaver dams, so should make for a good adventure. When hobblebush blooms, that is the phonology for black flies. They're not really biting us yet, but Tracy has sustained a few bites. She is very susceptible to the bugs. Brian's got a fish. Oh, live release. Nice. Thank you for the fishes and the beautiful time.
You want to put in where we did before? I didn't know.
It's fine.
We're on the 980 portage, and it's a big steep hill on the way back coming up, and then downhill obviously because you go over land. But the beauty of portaging with good team members and a little Sherpa. Oh, are you kidding me? Can't resist a toad selfie. Buddy, hold still. Where was I before my toady interrupted me? Look at this. What a great partner, because down there is the big hill, and Saxon brought all this up. So I'm going to try and like Jim Baird this, because they carry a pack and then they throw their other pack on top. It's something, but I'm going to try it because he did the hard part. The rest is basically downhill. Let's try this. I just spied something very sad. Ew, it stinks. It's fresh. A snapping turtle carcass. Aw. Well, out here, they die of natural causes, not from humans, so. We had to paddle up all the beaver dams today. That was number 2. And it required some guns. But see what Tracy and Darren do.
Damn, that's nervous.
Oh, they got it!
Yeah!
Oh! Left, whoa, sorry. There. The loon's swimming right beside us. We have made it to Daisy. This is the site that Tracy wanted to stay at, so that's good news. Doesn't look like anybody's there. You having a little sun bath? Will you do a selfie with me? I don't know if snakes do selfies. Some bannock on the go for lunch. We just came out for a little troll around the island.
Got a nice little site. We had some bannock and peanut butter and cheese and meat for lunch. It was very good. This lake is supposed to have lake trout and brook trout, so it would be nice to catch either or something to complement our pad thai for dinner. That was cool. Part of the fun part about being in Algonquin is that sometimes you run into people that you know. And so Brian and I was watching a boat after we got our camp set up. I was watching this boat out here, and I said, they kind of look like they know what they're doing, and I bet they're catching fish. So I said, let's go out and go fishing. And so we paddled around the island, and our boats came close together. So I said hello, and I asked if they had any luck, and then I recognized the voice in the back of the boat, but I couldn't see. They weren't close enough, and the back voice says, "Are you a teacher?" And it was one of my students from I bet more than 10 years ago now. But anyways, yeah, so it was nice catching up with you. You know who you are. I won't mention you here just to keep your name and location private, but that was pretty neat. Nice to see you, and glad to see you're doing well. Hopefully we catch some fish. Thanks for the hot location tips. We'll see. I'll report back. Hopefully we can catch something here. Full fireplace rebuild. Inaugural fire. Nicely done, Mr. Saxon. For dinner tonight, pad thai. One of the best, what is these? Freeze-dried meals you can get. I love having hardwoods for bear hangs. It's a gem. Brian got a flashy birthday sash. So he's trying it out on his night paddle tonight. Good morning! We're receiving some precipitation and thunder and a little lightning. But we caught some fish last night, so that's cool. Brian caught 3 lake trout. Brian on the boat and me off the shore, a little one, but still fun. And now we're just going to enjoy some coffee and wait for this precipitation to pass over. Honestly though, first rain in 8 days.
Yeah.
Can't really
Oh, we can complain.
Yeah.
The birds are still singing. They weren't bothered by it. Some flapjacks with the coffee. Brian and I are going fishing this morning. Hopefully we catch some lake trout, maybe a brook trout. There's supposed to be brook trout and lake trout in here, but we've only caught 3 lake trout. So that seems to be the predominant fish. But the bugs are out today in full force after that rain. So this breeze is nice. He's watching a hawk and Brian hooked into a fish. Oh, that hawk is so cool. On the perch pattern. Yep. Oh boy.
Try and keep his head up so we don't get him all hooked in the hooker.
There, he's off. Brian got another one. Nice one. Good one, Bri. Ooh, he's a head shaker. Ooh. Oh, got off. Oh, sweet. That's good.
Live release.
Yeah. That was good. Little live release action this morning. That was just a little guy, but he fought. Well, I guess this rod too, but that was fun. He was wily.
Very nice.
Last fish fry of the trip. Fish taco with cheeses and meats.
For dinner tonight, cheeseburger pasta for the win. Let's try it. So good. We are out for one last fish of the trip before tomorrow. Forecast is a little windy with some rain and possible thunderstorms, so we plan to be up, Adam, coffee, egg McMuffins, and on the water as early as possible to beat the nastiest weather, which is supposed to happen around noon. But what a trip. We have had such a great time. Caught lots of fish, had lots of fun, lots of rest, relaxation, fun on the water, swimming. It was just a really fun trip. So hopefully we can catch a few last moment lake trout here. Maybe a brook trout, but more likely lake trout. Yeah, we'll call it a night around the campfire. The black flies have arrived. They're not biting yet, except for Tracy, but they just are kind of swarming around. But in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow, they'll be taking chunks. And of course, my yearly message, we saw a lot of paddlers without life jackets. And that is just such a poor idea. Always, I don't care if you're an Olympic swimmer, you should be wearing a life jacket when you're paddling. It doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are, because you never know what kind of accident could happen. So wear your darn life jackets, folks. Like, wear them. Do them up, put them on, do them up. And don't take them off until you're off the water. That's your pro tip for this trip. Wear your life jacket. Got one. We saw a fish jump at shore, and I cast it over to him. Finally. We've seen a couple of these guys. I'm just going to let them off with my pliers. The more you fight, the harder it's going to be. There you go. Thank you. Those little guys really fight. They feel like big fish.
Good morning. It's very windy, and as you can hear, rainy, and this morning is our paddle out. I checked the weather last night and it said 30% chance of rain at 7 a.m. and it's like 5:30. So, but the rain is not a big deal. It's the wind. So hopefully the wind will die down and we can pack up and get out of the water after some coffee and breakfast. But we're going to snuggle back in here for a bit, I think, till it gets a little bit lighter out.
Can't paddle in the dark.
No. My voice of reason over here.
Cleared up enough to have the last egg McMuffin delight. And it doesn't look too windy out there this morning, so that is good. We should be able to get on the water and get on our way. A very nice day on Daisy Lake. In a very moose-trodden campsite. Very, very many mooses here. We forgot to record one of the tragedies of the trip. Two tragedies. Brian has had the same Scarpa boots for 12 years. And he spent hours. I bet you spent 40 hours, no, 20, researching online, on phones with people trying to find a good pair of boots, the same pair or something similar in his little baby feet size before the trip. He managed to get a new pair on the Wednesday before we left, and we left 2 days later, so no break-in time, nothing. He wore them around the house a little bit. They lasted. So these are Scarpa, what are they?
SL Actives, the same pair I had
The
before.
Scarpa SL Actives. And they lasted 5 days? 4 days. 4 or 5 days?
I think I'm a lemon.
And look at the front. So now we've got the front sole, part of the sole zip tied on, and the back is going to flap in the wind today.
No, I'm going to fix it.
Those aren't even technically worn in. But I hope you don't have to get your boot off in a hurry.
Mr. Keen. I'm not so keen on you anymore.
Oh, dude, that is not going to hang in there.
No, that's all.
What
we
if
got
you
left.
zip tied around that?
Yeah.
I got you.
These have only, this is what, the second or third trip they've been on, and I only wear them tripping. That's it.
Oh, no.
So they've literally lasted
Boy, you're
like
hard
15
on
days.
gear. Well,
They don't
15
make
days-
them like they used to, is
15
what we're
days is better
saying.
than 15 hours.
But when you pay good money for these products, it's and then you're out here, all you got is zip ties and
Duct tape.
duct tape. It sucks. It's not cheap gear. Anyway,
Can't beat on them till I get
we're
back.
just having the elixir of life, our morning coffee. We had our egg McMuffins, which were delish. Thank you, chickens. And we will be packing up and headed out. But it's nice and calm right now, so hopefully we can get to at least the first portage in good time. And we're off. Okay, we're ready. Looks like we're cruising. We had nice weather to pack up, but looks like we're cruising into some rain, which is fine because in about 4 hours, hopefully, we'll be at the trucks. Oh. Ooh. Across Daisy, 450 portage to, I think, Acme Lake, a little paddle around a portage, then through Hambone, a 130, and back to McNettawan Lake and out.
That's Steven Seagal.
The seagull, and there goes Steven Seagal. Oh my god, that's funny. That's a good one. And the Leafs won last night, which Brian was very happy about. So he'll get to watch at least one game, and hopefully they'll win and move on to the next round. Don't worry, Tracy, when you see the video of me at this point last night, you'll be like, good thing you brought your bug nets.
Ready?
I got it. It's just started to rain. Just a little drizzle. No big deal. Like a glove. Okay, I'll have one piece. Oh my god. Venison jerky.
You just watch me put the whole handful in my mouth.
Me too.
I'm doing a portage and rain jacket. That's just.
I know, I'm wet around the inside. That's what I said.
know.
Do I have armpit tips? No. Hello. All right, we are over the last portage between Hambone and McNettawan Lake, and we are on the way to the takeout. That took us 2 hours exactly. So that was good. We were on the water by 8, and takeout is just across the way. So Brian's choking on black flies. So good timing. Over there. Straight. Anyways, had a great trip. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time.
It's to return the coin, so knives should never be.
Okay.
They should always be.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Enjoy.
Good.